Hello.
Ripples fade away.
Welcome back to my channel, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. I'm sorry it's been about 3 weeks since I recorded. Just been going through some stuff. Had some doctor's appointments I had to go to. Going through some little personal stuff mentally. My last video, I kind of had a little rant. I shouldn't even done that, but you know, sometimes when you get a certain comment or two and it kind of rubs you the wrong way, you just kind of go through emotion. So that's what I did. But I'm good again, and now I like to get back on track. I got some stuff I'm going to be working on. I'm going to relaunch my Patreon soon. I'm going to start doing some movie reactions. And I would like to either start with Parks and Recreation or Game of Thrones series for my Patreon reactions. Of course, I'm going to have the highlight version on this channel, but if you want to watch the full uncut and watch it with me, the full episodes of those series, leave in a comment below which one maybe I should start first. Is it Game of Thrones or Parks and Rec? Something lighthearted, fun, or something kind of like fantasy film? So you guys let me know. Yep, and I think we'll just do the Patreon for like $3 a month if you go onto it. And but yeah, I got that in the pipeline, which I'm really excited about. Actually, I haven't really done much with my Patreon in a while, and I really never promoted too much, but now I'm trying to get everything back in roll for the new year. This is a whole brand new year. Now, talk about the subject of today's video. Today we're doing As a Mortician by Novympia. And I have to give a shout out to Pale Angel 90 for reminding me. Bless your heart, you said I'd done this a few months back. Said I was going to do it. I kind of forgot all about it because I've been all in my head thinking, oh, should I do another Internet Historian video, which I'm going to do probably the Cost of Concordia next. If that's going to be the next Internet Historian. They do very well, the Internet Historians. Why not take advantage of that? Because it brings views to my channel, and everything I do, the things I do kind of like, no one really wants to watch. So, but I do like Internet Historian. I always like to learn something new every day. So that's not the thing. But anyway, we're going to do As a Mortician. We're going to do a double feature today, actually, because we're going to do As a Mortician by Novympia, the original. And then I noticed there was the actual As a Mortician who reacted to the Novympia episode. So we're going to do the parody, then we're going to do the reaction to the reaction. We're going to react to a reaction to a react. No, it's going to be Inception. Okay, without Leonardo DiCaprio. So, if you've seen the original parody, you can always fast forward to the second part. I always say watch the whole damn thing, but you do what you do. You're going to do what you're going to do. So, I'm going to react to both in the same video. I thought it'd be kind of stupid to do it separate videos. It's the same topic, same person, parody of the same person. I thought it'd be, let's do a double feature and have fun with it. So, let's start.
Queen Elizabeth I was considered a grouchy old hag. But it's not her fault that she has a heavy flow and a wide-set vagina. She was so salty she probably had hypernatremia.
Hypernatremia?
I find you very rude.
Start the shit show.
Well, I'd like to thank you all for coming today to celebrate the life of my dear Aunt Bernice, a devoted wife and mother. Bernice was a pillar.
Are you poking the bodies?
And she devoted so much of her time.
Are you slapping the body? Is that what you do?
It's wonderful to see so many of you here today. It's obvious now just how many people she touched.
Jesse J. Stop, I've arrived. My favorite pizza toppings: muscles, skin, organs, and fat. Let's exhume Grandma. Today's video is sponsored by the Gravy Yard. Turn your dead uncle's hip replacement into a functional, stylish gravy boat. You may know me as YouTube's premier peddler of death information, but I'm also a British train conductor in 1932. Welcome to the third and final installment in our Cannibalism of Victorian Hookers trilogy. I can't confer with my friend, Dr. Judy Melnick, because she used my book to correct a short leg on a wonky table. So I ate her liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. We're here in New Orleans. I just flew over because I stuck my nose out of my home in California and I could smell something rotting in this general area. No matter how hard I try, you keep pushing me aside and I can't break through. New Orleans has a bunch of these above-ground mausoleums, not just because of the flooding, but because I've stolen all their shovels. Trivia time, deathlings. I forgot where I buried Grandma. Cremated bodies are ash. This is but one of my visceral, macabre details. In this presentation, my bangs and I are talking about how death at its most extreme is as thrilling and quivering as finding an online discount code for acrylic hoop earrings. We're not just here to wander around all the magnificent cities of the dead. I heard there was a sale on at Old Navy. David and Birch, the survivors of this 1956 airplane crash, were different in how they approached cannibalism. They were thoughtful, rational, dare I say, sexy. What would an expert say is the worst way to die? Something that is sudden and unexpected, like inhaling really fast in an IKEA and swallowing a blender. Or a Frugerlarkin. There are underwater corpses in dark, claustrophobic environments, an idea which informs most of my nightmares. That and being crushed by a giant pendant. Warmer water allows bacteria to grow inside bodies, making them bloat and then float, which is way more fun. You can't see today's pendant because it slipped beneath the murky waters, where I too would meet my end if it weren't for these life preservers on my earlobes. When people picture a dead body, it's usually a Kardashian, but her enormous bloated sphincter mouth is probably closed. And that's a body that's usually been worked on. Just like in life, her mouth is probably agape with a really low-pitched fart coming out of it. As a mortician, it's my job to close the pie hole, which is naturally achieved with Gorilla Glue. Even though when people ask me how I close mouths, my answer first and foremost is, Caitlin, stop dropping jaws. Introducing my debut perfume, charred livers or something. Lake Superior is a lot like me on a first date. Once she gets you, she's not giving you back. She also never gives up her dead, which suits me just fine. I've sailed Lake Superior a number of times, but on February 1st, 1974, I had to be abandoned after my pumps took on way too much water. I'm often asked if I'm tempted to draw on the decedent's face with a Sharpie, and the answer is no. A lot of UK sellers won't even ship body parts to the US because the laws are so vague. I've had some British woman's thigh on my Amazon wish list for 4 months. What have I got to do to get the thigh? Someone just sent me the thigh. Here's me in the tub, and I'm about to come at you with my brand new book, which took me 6 years to write, but is essentially 4 pages about how my dog will consider eating my corpse, but in the end will just sample my taint and then spit it out as if it a fancy wine tasting in Ojai. Bury me in one of these to be nibbled at by crawfish. My Uncle Tim actually does a really good impersonation of me. He was on Project Runway. I personally don't think he sounds anything like me. I don't get it. Trivia time, deathlings. Grandma was in the freezer. Bodies would lay in oven crypts for up to 1 year before they were asked for rent. and they would rarely ever reply, so it's kind of rude, but they would just get thrown out like shit on the side of the street. My funeral home is
Oh my
being
God.
investigated because I presented a body where I switched the arms and the buttocks because I don't know my ass from my elbow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Burt Bacharach. I watched Austin Powers the other day, and I have not stopped saying that for like a week now. Welcome to the stage, everyone's favourite mortician, Caitlin Doty. Ask a Mortician. That was her. That was her. Thank you for watching my Ask a Mortician parody. My name is Olympia, and as always, I am your elegant hostess trolley. If you've never been here before, this is the first time you're visiting the Novympia lifestyle cult. Then, welcome! This is the kind of shit that we do. Done a number of these parodies now, quite a few. They are, to me, they're love letters. They are in the spirit of appreciation for these people, because I adore these people. We've taken a few of them off, because you wish you didn't bother putting the effort in, but for the most part, I love these people. I adore Caitlin, Ask a Mortician. If you've never seen her channel, then go and watch it, because her content, her approach to death is very refreshing, her content's very refreshing, and she's just informative and charming and lovely. So if you are viewing this right now, Caitlin, then I adore you. We've all had a horrendous year. I imagine for you it would have been particularly hideous. So hopefully this may have given you a light smile. Like this t-shirt, have a look, Clue. Do you remember Clue? But look what happened to the cook! Yeah. If you're sort of considering leaving a comment down below saying,
the movie Clue.
You're so mean, that's so mean-spirited. Everyone I've done these parodies for, they've liked them, they've understood it. It's in the spirit of appreciation. This is not me shitting on people, this is me kind of like raising them up in a certain way. In my own little cute way. Because, you know, it's cute, it's sweet, they're very good. Said no one. Claire Saffitz was the last parody that I did. If you want to go back and watch that one, she did reach out over Instagram. She sent a very sweet message saying how much she liked it, so hopefully Caitlin will like this one as well. There's going to be a very short clip on Instagram and Twitter as per usual. If you'd like to share it, we can tweet Caitlin and increase our chances that she might see it and or react to it, who knows. But thank you for coming, stick around.
She did react to it.
Very special British lady on the list for me to do next. But please leave me a comment down below, who would you like to see? And if you want to join the Patron, there will be a message afterwards about how to do that and become an official cult member / asshole, nay dickhead. Cheers then.
I find you very rude.
That was actually pretty good. That's a good. I never actually seen that Ask a Mortician. I might have to check out her channel after this. But I'm kind of curious on what she thought about it on like certain topics. So we'll find out about that real quick. Because there's a couple things I was like, ooh, I don't know. Ooh, should she have made that joke or anything like that? But you never know. You never know. So let's get into Ask the Mortician reacting to Ask a Mortician. And let's get that set up. Alright, let's get this set up. Alright, play.
So there I am, in bed at 8 p.m., drinking imported hibiscus ginseng tea, reading the latest Kazuo Ishiguro. Okay, fine. I was watching YouTube clips of Say Yes to the Dress on my phone.
Say Yes to the Dress?
And suddenly,
I would never expect her to watch that.
The algorithm to me, but me. And when I first saw Ask a Mortician,
her voice does sound. Olympia did a pretty good voice. Thank you for the voice.
We're over a year into this bando, and not everyone has exactly been showing love and grace and kindness online recently. But my second thought was, why is this thumbnail so good? Why does this thumbnail look more like a thumbnail from my channel than a thumbnail from my channel? I've only watched this like 1.5 times because I knew I wanted to get my reaction as pure as possible. But spoiler, I got good. I get got good. Okay, Olympia, let's see what you've got.
You may know me as YouTube's premier peddler of death information, but I'm also a British train conductor in 1932.
Okay, You don't know me. You may look like me, you may be wearing the same dress as me, but you don't know my channel. You don't know my humor. You don't know how this all goes, so good luck.
Let's exhume Grandma. Today's video is sponsored by the Gravy Yard. Turn your dead uncle's hip replacement into a functional, stylish gravy boat.
Okay, so you do know the channel? It appears the research you would have to do into the archive to know the very specific one-off body disposition joke that I would make, and then make a better joke. Dang it.
Wow, I'd like to thank you all for coming.
This was I wasn't too sure about.
There she is,
Life of my
sliding in.
dear Aunt Vince,
This is not my funeral home.
devoted wife.
I
and
just
mother.
show up at random funerals and
Denise was
poke
a
at the
pillar of this
corpses.
community, and she devoted so much of her time to this church.
I can't help myself. It's just me
wonderful
on my
to see
day
so
off.
many of
You on the day off. At least she had a good sense of humor about that.
Back into them.
Oh, that's
Ask a Mortician. That is incredibly incisive commentary on sexism in the funeral industry, including what I have had to face. Is it's because Olympia is a drag queen. That makes more sense.
Welcome to the third and final installment in our Cannibalism of Victorian Hookers trilogy.
Would we use the term sex worker? Yes. Would we also make a 3-part series about cannibalism among Victorian sex workers? Also yes. Sign us up.
sign us up.
No matter how hard
That
I
would be
try,
interesting,
you
sorry.
keep pushing me aside
Cannibalism.
and I can't break through.
Do I sound like Cher? Maybe
I
do
was
sound
just
like
about to
Cher.
say,
So
that was a
many
nice
times
little
that
Cher.
My voice always sounds like I'm about to yawn. But if my legacy is about to yawn Cher,
Oh my god, wow.
alright.
It does sound like she's about to yawn.
Is that a compliment? As far as
It just
I'm
sounds she's
concerned?
posh.
New Orleans has a bunch of these above-ground mausoleums, not just because of the flooding, but because I've stolen all their shovels.
That's a perfect joke, and I have no notes.
Trivia time, Detlings. I forgot where I buried Grandma.
That's why I need the shovels. Grandma's not going to exhume herself. Trivia time, Detlings. I stole all the shovels from New Orleans so I could find my missing grandmother.
This is but one of my visceral, macabre details. In this presentation, my bangs and I are talking about how death at its most extreme is as thrilling and quivering as finding an online discount code for acrylic hoop earrings.
I'm just being ripped to shreds here, and I have to say it's an honor. It's an honor. My bangs and I. They're their own character.
There are underwater corpses in dark, claustrophobic environments, an idea which informs most of my nightmares. That and being crushed by a giant pendant.
Okay, this was the moment. Having never had this experience before, I wasn't sure, is it going to be mean? Am I going to be made fun of? Take the piss, if you will? And this was the moment that I just cackled and gave it up to God. Said, let me be red. Let me be red, Jesus.
You can't see today's pendant because it slipped beneath the murky waters, where I too would meet my end if it weren't for these life preservers on my earlobes.
I'm sorry, what? I can't hear you. I couldn't hear that one. You're beautiful.
Lake Superior is a lot like me on a first date. Once she gets you, she's not giving you back. She also never gives up her dead, which suits me just fine.
Her legend lives on from the Chippewa on down, as they say. My bangs and I.
Here's me in the tub, and I'm about to come at you with my brand new book, which took me 6 years to write, but is essentially 4 pages about how my dog will consider eating my corpse.
As someone who has spent the last 2 years, including all of quarantine, only managing to write about 20,000 words for my next book, the size of a decent pamphlet, this is the only part that is in fact a little cruel. Olympia.
Bodies would lay in oven crypts for up to 1 year. before they were asked for rent. And they would rarely ever reply, so it's kind of rude, but they would just get thrown out like shit on the side of the street.
Cancel rent. Cancel rent for the living and the dead. It's been a tough year.
Even though when people ask me how I close mouths, my answer first and foremost is, Caitlin, stop dropping jaws.
There's no word in the English language for what this feels like when this is you being parodied. Like, it's like a limerence. It's a word that doesn't have a solid meaning. It's a mix of embarrassment and love experienced at a bodily level. Is the best way I can describe it.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
Olympia, thank you for two things. First, for putting more work into this video than I have maybe ever put into a real video. I work hard, but apparently you work harder. And you've also been consistently putting out videos like this all year, which I cannot relate to, but blessings to you. On a
You can hear that one.
serious
I've been
note,
slacking this year.
It's been a tough year, yada yada, etc. so forth. We all know. I miss my friends and family. I'm sure you do too. And I am fortunate. My friends and family love me, and they know everything about me. But they also won't let me get away with anything. They will read me for filth at the drop of a hat. And this feeling of being so loudly loved, but also roasted on the spit of true friendship, is a feeling I haven't had in a while. And it made me excited to get back to it for the first time in a while. I allowed myself to want to get back to that. And it was just good vibes in a sea of negative vibes. And a sincere thank you.
This video was made with generous donations from death enthusiasts just like you.
Death enthusiasts. Okay, that's cute. All right. Now, what do I think about that? I'm surprised. She really took it like a champ. She had a great sense of humor. Because you never know when you parody somebody. That's why I don't parody anybody, because you never know how they're going to react. But she took it like a champ, and she loved it. And, you know, at the end, we saw that Olympia, he said that same thing. She likes the people that she parodies, so it's nothing like to attack them or anything like that. So I'm sure she saw that and knew that was a good vibes. This was pretty good. I'm glad I got to see the original and see what she saw afterwards, because she didn't watch the whole thing. We saw, you notice that she only showed a little bit of clips of it. So yeah. So yeah, I'm going to check out her channel. Please check out her channel. Of course, check out Novympia's channel. They're so fantastic, and I need to do some more of their reactions. I've been so not sure what kind of content I want to be doing. I have no idea. Like, I kind of got lost for a little while there toward the end of last year, and this should begin this year, and trying to go on a weight loss journey, because when I went to the doctor's appointment last week, I found out how much I weighed, and I almost passed out. Literally, I almost passed out, because I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I got myself to this weight. But all last year, you know, when you get a little bit stuck in your head and depressed, I personally, instead of doing drugs like I used to, just eat. I just eat for comfort food. So yeah, I've gained quite a bit. So I need to get back on my diet and just eat small portions, cut out carbs, and go from there. Yeah, I'm sure you all can relate. This is a new year. Everyone wants to lose weight after the holidays, especially because we all kind of want to eat, partake a little bit more, maybe drink a little bit more, maybe have more sweets than we normally do than the rest of the year. you know, since it's not bikini weather time, so you maybe have that extra piece of cake or have those Christmas cookies or half a dozen. And then you think, oh, I'll worry about, you know, the new year. And the new year comes around and you're like, oh God, is it this time again, please, Jesus. Oh. But we have to get back on that wagon because summer creeps around pretty quick. So anyway, I missed you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you stayed this long, God bless you. And of course, if you like, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification if you haven't already. Yeah, leave a comment below. Of course, talk about my Patreon. I'll leave a link of that down below. And leave a comment on my Patreon, about my Patreon, saying that maybe should I start with Game of Thrones or Park and Rec. So I can, you know, figure out where the tide wants to go. Because usually whatever I pick is not the best solution. That's the reason why I don't gamble, because I'll be broke and down and out because I don't have the best luck. So if I get some feedback, it's always nice to get some feedback. That way I can figure out what I'm going to do next. And yeah, thank you so much and bye.
Whatever. The end. It's the end, okay?